Here we go. The New York Knicks have traded RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley, as well as a second-round pick for the 3-and-D player out of Toronto, OG Anunoby. You are a New York Knick. Woke up this morning still upset about last night's game, and you get the Woj bomb that showed you this trade right here. The New York Knicks will be receiving OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, Malachi Flynn, and they will be sending RJ Barrett, Immanuel Quickley, and a 2024 second-round pick to the Toronto Raptors. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We got almost 400 people in here live right now. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's make this the largest watched live stream breaking this trade down today. But I just want to get everybody's kind of just one-word reaction flowing in the comment section. What is your one-word reaction to the New York Knicks trading RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley for OG Anunoby? We have talked about OG Anunoby time and time again on this channel. We've broken down how he is one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. He can guard positions 1, 2, 3, and 4. And even if you play a small ball 5, I at least trust him to hold his own. Am I happy that RJ Barrett got traded? No, I'm not happy. I'm a little bit upset because it's the end of something that a lot of us thought was going to be a big-time piece and a big-time player on this team and on this franchise for the foreseeable future. I am very sad to see Immanuel Quickley go. And I already know that Immanuel Quickley is going to be a really, really good basketball player for the Toronto Raptors. But at the end of the day, you just got to look in the mirror and you got to say to yourself, was Immanuel Quickley ever going to reach his potential as a member of the Knicks? Maybe, but let's be honest. His minutes continue to go down. He's averaging 5 less minutes per game with the Knicks this year than he did last year. Does it suck to see Immanuel Quickley be traded? Absolutely. But sometimes it costs to be the boss. One thing I love about this trade is the New York Knicks did not give up any first-round picks. The Knicks still have, I believe, 8 tradable first-round picks. This is a shocker, no doubt about it. And Woj said this, New York has been pursuing OG Anunoby for a significant period of time and now gets a head start on recruiting him to stay as a free agent in the summer. Anunoby's two-way talent has made him a target throughout the league, and now he lands in the New York Knicks lineup. Man, oh man, there is a lot to unpack. I'm going to say this. Leon Rose is not done. This is not the only trade that the New York Knicks will make prior to the NBA trade deadline. Why? Because you still have the $18 million of expiring contract money in Evan Fournier. And you still have all of those tradable first-round picks. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel because when rumors come out, we put a video out there. Whether I'm at the home, at the crib, about to go out for lunch, I say, you know what? We're going in the studio to break this down. So subscribe to Knicks Now by Chat Sports for free Knicks content every day. And when the Knicks make a move, we make a video. My guy Drips11 coming in with a $5 super chat. What's up, Brody? He says, tough season for our Giants, man, but the Knicks are looking promising this year. And I can already tell that the fan base is split on this trade. A lot of people like OG Anunoby, but a lot of people for good reasons, and I am one of those people, absolutely love Immanuel Quickley. And not only is he not a member of the New York Knicks anymore, he's gone to one of your biggest rivals. And you may have to play RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley in a playoff series. Oh, man. Oh, man. Whew. Grade the trade. You want to just pop the trade up and go away and right with it? Grade the trade for me. A, B, C, D, or F. I'll give shout-outs to people that get their question, their comments, and grade the trade A, B, C, D, or F. I'll tell you what I think coming up here in just a little bit. There are pros and cons to this trade, like a lot of moves. And literally with every decision you make in life, there's going to be pros and cons. And this one is that. In my opinion, the New York Knicks got the best deal, the best player in this deal. And 9 times out of 10, whether it be the NFL, NBA, MLB, when you trade with a team and you are the recipient of the best player in that trade, 9 times out of 10, you won that deal. And I believe the Knicks won that deal because they got OG Anunoby in the simple fact that they did not give up any of their first-round trade ammunition. They didn't have to trade any of their first-round picks, and they got it done, which tells me this is not the only move that Leon Rose is going to make. This is not the only trade the Knicks are going to make before the NBA trade deadline. They still have $18 million in expiring money when it comes to Evan Fournier. They still have a boatload of first-round picks. Could a guy like Donovan Mitchell be in play? I don't know. I'll tell you this. I believe the Knicks are going to make another trade. Before we dive any further into today's video, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Factor. Go to factormeals.com/KnicksChat50. Use that promo code KnicksChat50 and get hooked up with Factor and save yourself 50% off. If you're like me and you live a busy lifestyle, you don't always have time to go to the grocery store, cook yourself dinner, you don't want to clean up your dishes, you've tried meal prepping and it hasn't worked, give Factor a try. That's factormeals.com/KnicksChat50. KnicksChat50. Factormeals.com/KnicksChat50. Dietitian approved, chef prepared meals, fresh, never frozen, and they only take 2 minutes to heat up in the microwave. I love the smoothies. I love the protein shakes. They've got a coffee protein drink that I'm a big fan of. They've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's factormeals.com/KnicksChat50. I'll make sure that all of that information is clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. Shout out to Factor. Support the show. Support the sponsor. If you're just tuning in, the New York Knicks did it. The New York Knicks made their first move of the season, first move of the season. But I would say that this is the first big-time risk, big-time kind of push to the center of chips that Leon Rose has made. He wouldn't sign Jalen Brunson. There was no risk in that. If you knew ball, you knew he was going to be worth that money. I guess there was a little bit of risk involved when you traded for Josh Hart. You traded that first-round pick. But really, you didn't risk too much. You traded pick 24. This is the first time outside of that first summer that was awful for Leon Rose when he signed Nerlens Noel, Evan Fournier, and all of those guys. This is the first time that Leon Rose has put his nuts on the table and made a big-time move. OG Anunoby headed to the Knicks. The Raptors will receive RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley. Let's talk a little bit about the player that OG Anunoby is. Look, he's not a superstar. I'm not even going to call him a star. But what he is one of the best connector pieces and one of the best role players in the National Basketball Association. So far, through 27 games played with the Toronto Raptors this year, OG is averaging 15 points per night, just under 4 rebounds, which is a career low for him, at least in the last couple of years. 2.6 assists, but it's the efficiency that I love about Anunoby's game. He shoots 49% from the field. He plays within the flow of the offense, and I believe he is going to continue to get better as an offensive player. And on top of that, he's a really good three-point shooter. Not a guy that's going to get up 10, 11 threes per game, but he is someone that is going to knock down threes from all over. He's shooting 37.4% this year from downtown, and he's doing it on 6 threes per night. 6 threes per night, 37.4%. That's definitely going to help balance this offense. It's definitely going to help spread the floor. And I honestly think if you're not getting a superstar at that small forward position, a guy like OG Anunoby to be in between Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle is a great fit. You look at what he's done the last 4 years through his NBA career. In 2022, 2023, he had the most steals per game in the NBA, 1.9 steals per game. This guy is an elite defender, as good as they come. 6'7", 230 pounds. He's big, he's strong, he's quick, he's athletic, and he gives Tom Thibodeau another chess piece to have as he is trying to help kind of put this team together without Mitchell Robinson in the fold. So you take a look at where this Knicks roster now sits at after they have moved on from Immanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett. Look at OG Anunoby wearing number 5 in that Knicks little Photoshop. Look at that. I believe this is going to be the starting lineup. I believe you still want Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle are going to be in the starting lineup. I like the idea of having Dante DiVincenzo be that too, because he is, in my opinion, the best shooter on this Knicks team. He spreads the floor, and his readiness to catch and fire is something that you're going to need now, because let's call a spade a spade. When you trade a guy like Immanuel Quickley, it leaves a hole. And right now, the Knicks don't have a backup point guard, and they don't really have another guy on this roster that you can run the offense through when it comes to a ball handling perspective. That's not really OG Anunoby's game. Anunoby is a guy that excels best off ball. He's got a little bit of a mid-range face-up, post-up game, but that's why I think the Knicks are going to make another trade, because you can't go into the playoffs, if you do get there, which I believe they will, with just 2 scorers on your team in Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. I like this move. I'm a fan. I think the Knicks won the deal, but I am sad. Here is that full deal. You're going to see guys like Precious Achiuwa probably become that first big off the bench. Taj Gibson probably becomes that third-string center yet again. I believe Isaiah Hartenstein will stay at the starting center spot. Achiuwa is only 6'8", but he plays a little bit bigger than that. I'm excited to see how he plays. And you get Malachi Flynn, who was a first-round pick a couple of years ago, back half of that first round. We got producer Rolly in the building. Rolly, you're not a Knicks fan. You're a fan of the NBA. What do you think of this move for both teams?
Yeah, well, I'll start from the Knicks side because that's what we all care about, right? I think it's a good move. It will help them become a better overall team. But my question is, and I kind of was talking this with Marsh before we came in and went live, is this a needle-moving move? Like, would this roster as currently constructed really have that high of a ceiling in the NBA competing with the Celtics, the Bucks, those type of teams? I don't think so, which is why I'm kind of with Marsh where another move is coming. Now, what move could that be? I don't know. They have the boatload of first-round picks they can trade. Now, the one thing that is concerning to me is that if you do want to make a big-time splash, say Donovan Mitchell or something like that, yes, you have the picks to trade, but most of those trades are also centered around a young player. And now, who is that young player the Knicks can center a package around to go out? Because your 2 young guys just both went out for OG Anunoby. So who's going to be that guy if you do potentially go out and make another big move?
Probably Fournier and Grimes and first-round picks. I don't think it would happen, but it's past December 15th. You could move Dante DiVincenzo. I don't believe that the New York Knicks would do that after they just signed to a contract. But I do believe that a package of Grimes and Fournier and, let's call it 3 unprotected first-round picks, should be able to get you a pretty good player. Wow. The New York Knicks make their first big move, or first big trade, I guess is the better way to characterize that, under the Leon Rose era. We had a bunch of super chats roll in. We'll dive through those. We'll talk about them. Rashard Lee, what up, man? Chat Sports legend hanging out, says random next question. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that.
I'm guessing Randall.
Oh, Randall
That is my best guess.
No, I believe that the Knicks are going to build this team in the image of Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. And I believe, since they are doing that, trading for a guy like OG Anunoby makes a lot of sense. I know that Rolly said it probably doesn't make you a championship contender. I don't think it makes you a championship contender. But I will say, the New York Knicks are much better right now than they were just 12 hours ago.
And there is some extra news, according to Woj here. Not really surrounding the Knicks per se, but the question that most NBA fans were thinking, well, is this the Raptors blowing it up, or are they retooling? Woj did say they are going to explore trades involving Pascal Siakam on Toronto's side.
Okay, so Toronto could be looking to move on from a couple of their pieces. As Immanuel Quickley just posted on Twitter a picture of RJ Barrett and OG Anunoby and said, God's plan. That's what I'm most upset about. Look, I like RJ Barrett. I appreciate what he's done. I don't think he was the right player for the Knicks. And I think, and I've said this before, he's going to have a long, successful career in this league. I don't know if the ideal fit for a guy like him is with the Toronto Raptors next to Pascal Siakam and other players they have on their team, Scotty Barnes. But I am upset that Immanuel Quickley is going to go. This is a guy the New York Knicks drafted at the back end of the first round. He was ours, and we know how that goes as Knicks fans. There's only been one player since the 90s that the New York, now 2 players that the Knicks have signed to long-term deals outside of their rookie deals. RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson. The Knicks, and as we know as Knicks fans, sometimes you don't ever get to see these young guys come to fruition. But I just never believed or thought that Immanuel Quickley was going to be able to reach his future. And I don't think the Knicks and him were ever going to come to a contract extension because Immanuel Quickley deserves to be a starter in this league. I think he is that good. And he'll be the starter for the Raptors. We got this guy named Jalen Brunson. As much as I love IQ, give me big shot JB over IQ. Wellington Davies, what up, man? His name is OG. What else is there to say? I know a lot of people are upset that OG or that IQ is gone. But, Rolly, are people underrating OG Anunoby here a little bit? I don't think he's a star. I don't think he's a superstar. But he has to be one of the most winning basketball players in the NBA.
You mentioned it. He's a connector, right? Like, he's just an elite defender on that wing position, which is something that they certainly needed to help this Knicks team.
Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner go for 61 last night.
I mean, especially with Mitchell Robinson out for the year, at least we assume so, with them filing for that injunction. I don't even know what it's called. What
they were trying injured player, some sort of
exception was the word I was looking for. They're going to need help defensively. OG, one of the best wing defenders. He's lengthy. He can switch 1 through 4. And, heck, there's certain centers in the NBA where I think OG could do at least a serviceable job on in one possession if he gets switched up on him. He's very, very versatile on that end. And this is a move to me that I know on first glance, 15 points a game, 4 rebounds. It's like we traded RJ and Quickley for this.
Yeah.
I understand the concerns, but I think as NBA fans, sometimes we just look at box scores too much. And I tell you what, if you want to see OG's impact, you'll see it when you watch the games. He's like Josh Hart in a way where the numbers don't tell the full story. So
much better player, though, than Josh Hart.
Yes, I want to make that clear.
Much better.
I was just making the point of where Josh Hart's numbers maybe aren't that good,
agreed.
But his impact is much bigger than the stat sheet shows. OG is very much like that. So just wait till he plays for the Knicks until you make your final judgments. Because maybe not a lot of you guys have actually watched him play.
A lot of people in the chat are telling me, Marshall, I hope you're happy. Like, I was the guy that traded RJ Barrett. But I'll tell you, I've done probably 3 videos on it in the past month. It was just time. Because just think about it like this. And Wellington Davies, appreciate the $10 super chat. OG, I think it's going to be a good pickup. The Knicks tried to trade for him last year. OG Anunoby, he's going to be a lot of people's favorite New York Knick for the effort, for the grind, for the way he plays basketball. And look, Jalen Brunson is our point guard for the foreseeable future. He is our guy. We all love Jalen Brunson. What is Jalen good at? Scoring in the half court. He is a scoring guard. What can we also acknowledge? He is a negative defender. And if you are going to have a negative defender at your point guard spot, you need to have elite wing defenders. And that man right there is as good as it gets. And I bet he will be the best wing defender traded up until the NBA trade deadline comes and goes. He is that freaking good. Trey Miles, yeah! Money making Marsh. Heartbroken to see IQ go. I know. I am heartbroken as well. See Immanuel Quickley go. But it's the price of doing business. Cost to be the boss. But we needed size and depth. Pause. Also, Rolly, you just got your backup power forward as well.
Yeah.
Like, OG Anunoby is your backup power forward. You didn't have one.
He can play center a bit, too. Listen, I got to watch, Precious Achiuwa play. Obviously, most of you guys know that I am a Heat fan. And he was drafted to the Heat. And he was supposed to be the big next to Bam / backup, big to Bam. And it really never worked out. And he was traded to Toronto, blah, 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 blah. But what he does bring is some athleticism. He can block some shots. He's also a very versatile defender where he's not going to go out and step out and defend guards, but he can guard 3 through 5 comfortably. And I will say something that is frustrating with Precious as I've watched him grow. He's tried to establish a 3-point jumper to become a floor spacing big that's really athletic. You guys see it on screen right now. He's really not that good of a 3-point shooter, but he will shoot them. I believe he shoots maybe 2.5, 3 a game. I'll double check that, but just off first memory, that's what I'm pretty sure it is. So he's someone that's going to really, he's a high effort guy. Athletic, can catch some lobs, He can defend inside a little bit.
Knicks needed a big.
He's just really never like.
Is he better than Taj Gibson?
Yes, that is no
Okay.
doubt. He's just really never put it all together to take that next step and become a starting big man. He's always been a backup, and I guess he'll continue to be a backup. And Hartenstein will continue to be that starter.
The New York Knicks have traded for OG Anunoby. I have a lot of thoughts to get into. We got over 2,000 people watching. If you could, please subscribe to the channel. We're your one-stop shop for everything New York Knicks. When the Knicks make a move, we make a video. We just crossed over 30,000 subscribers 2 days ago, and we are only going to continue to put the pedal to the metal. Knicks content for free every single day. Subscribe to the channel, and let's do this. If you're a real one, because I know there's a lot of people that are watching this channel for the first time. If you're a real one, let's get a real one roll call going down in the comments section. Only the real ones will know what to do right there as I look through some of these comments. Brandon Green says, we need another star. You do. You do. Bodega Mayor in the building. What up? Shout out to Luis, Jaden the Giant fan, Bodega Mayor, and one edits. Michael P. Drips. What up? Juan. What up, Juan? Blake, Davey, Tricky Nicky. What up, Ernesto? Trey Miles. Yeah. Will, King John, WFN Duffy, Beezus, Tootsie, Shipmaster Kyle, Drips, a whole bunch of Boston Nick in the building. Says, does this make Randall better? And that is a great question from one of the nicest and best people I know, Boston Nick. My answer to that would be yes, Boston Nick, because of two reasons. One, the paint opens up now. Like, I'm not going to go out here and say OG Anunoby is a sniper from three. But you're not leaving him open for three like other teams were doing with RJ Barrett. That opens up the paint. It gives Julius a guy that he can pass the ball to a little bit more on drives. I'm a fan of this deal. I really, really am. Wow. I was not expecting this. I'll tell you that much. I think I've said this a couple of times. I don't expect for the Knicks to trade for OG Anunoby because they are actually suing the Toronto Raptors. And Masai Ujiri and Jimmy James Dolan do not like each other. But a deal has been done. I want to take a look back at some 2022, 2023 OG Anunoby advanced stats and why I believe that despite the fact that you look at him and you say he's not a star, he doesn't average 20 points per game. Marshall, what are we doing? We gave up 20-point per game RJ Barrett and 15-point per game Immanuel Quickley. That's 35 points, and we only added a guy that averages 16. Well, it ain't always about points per game. Sometimes it's about efficiency and effectiveness and winning plays. The guy last year shot 40.6% on catch-and-shoot threes. He's at 38% this year. Less than 10 feet from the cup, he converted last year on a 57% clip. And he is good from the corners, specifically from that left corner. From the left corner this year, OG Anunoby, last year, is shooting 46.7%, shot 43% from the right corner, and he had 241 deflections last year. That is third in the NBA. This year, OG Anunoby is shooting 38.8% on catch-and-shoot threes, rolling 5.2 attempts per night. Those are pretty damn good numbers.
I mean, you're going to live with those shooting numbers, right? And he's not going to be someone to, like, go get you an isolation bucket in most settings. I just want to make that very clear. So you're going to still put most of the ball handling and shot creation on the shoulders of Brunson and Randall. But instead of RJ Barrett, potentially, I don't want to disrespect the guy. I know a lot of you guys like him. Instead of him catching shooting those threes where it's been ugly at times, you're going to have a proven three-point shooter who can really knock him down off the catch.
And maybe a 5 times better defender.
That might be putting it lightly.
Yeah. Tim Bontemps, who works for ESPN and is actually
St. Bonaventure, woo-woo!
He's actually a Knicks fan, says, presuming the deal is done by then, Anunoby's debut could be as soon as Monday at Madison Square Garden against the West-leading Minnesota Timberwolves. Detroit, meanwhile, now hosts a shorthanded Toronto team tonight on the second night of a back-to-back as it looks to end a 28-game losing streak.
I mean, obviously the point of this graphic
do we bet on the Pistons tonight?
Obviously, the point of this graphic was to showcase when OG could make his debut, but
it's more interesting.
The Pistons absolutely could win tonight. I think they do win tonight.
Oh, man.
They got to end it eventually.
Look, you got the best player in the deal. And I don't want to say this to be disrespectful, but I believe it is important to say. Not only did the Knicks get the best player in this deal, this is going to sound so mean. They got off the worst contract in this deal. This is year one of a 4-year deal worth $107 million for RJ Barrett. I think a lot of you guys know how I feel about RJ Barrett. We don't need to go into length to that today. I don't think he's a winning player. I don't think he's a good fit on the Knicks. But my man, 4 years, $107 million deal started this year. And the New York Knicks, I think, are winners by itself getting off of that contract. Look, RJ Barrett had a great start to the season. First 7 games of the year, he was on fire. And then he had some migraines, and it forced him to miss a couple of games. When he came back from those migraines, he was not the same player. In the last 19 games for RJ Barrett, he's averaging 16.6 points per game on 39% from the field and 25% from three. I think the last 2 games for the Knicks exemplified and showed you why RJ Barrett could not be a member of the Knicks if Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle were going to be. Why? Because they didn't have anyone on defense that could guard SGA. They didn't have anyone on defense that can guard Jalen Williams. Then last night, they didn't have anyone that can guard Paolo Banchero, and they didn't have anyone that can guard Franz Wagner. And you know who will be guarding those guys going forward? The newest member of our New York Knicks, OG Anunoby. We're about to dive into a cut. Let's do this, roll through the soups, and then let's go to the cut, Rolly. What is your one-word reaction to the trade? We got 2,400 people watching. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. B. Beloli says, kill. B. Beloli, you are better than that. Beloli, why are you not a fan of this trade? Look, is Immanuel Quickley a really good player? Yes. He hasn't showed up to the 2023 NBA playoffs yet. They ended 6 months ago. Johnson, you're disappointed? Why are we disappointed? Because we traded Immanuel Quickley?
He said, but happy, too. Disappointed, but happy.
Okay. Mike Ashby says, waiting for another trade. Nick Davidov in the building says, bad trade? How is this a bad trade? How is this a bad trade? You didn't even give him a first-round pick. You got the best player in the deal, and you didn't give him a first-round pick, and you traded the worst contract in the NBA.
Did we show Flavor Phrase? I don't remember.
I don't know, but Bodega Mayor with a great comment. I feel like my dog died, but I just got a new one.
Oh, Jesus.
Flavor Phrase, what up, Brody? Excellent move. IQ wasn't re-signing. Leon, go get Murray and Bay for Fournier, Grimes, and 2 firsts. What do we think about that?
I tell you what.
I love that.
That's a fascinating deal. It's a fascinating deal.
If your starting lineup is Jalen Brunson, DeJounte Murray, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, and Isaiah Hartenstein.
And then you got Sadiq Bey.
Grimes, DiVincenzo off the bench.
Oh, Grimes is gone.
Oh, no Grimes.
You got Sadiq Bey, Hart, DiVincenzo off the bench.
With Achiuwa. It's not bad.
Bench still has its questions. But
you could always have, though, Brunson or DeJounte Murray in the game being that point guard.
I will say it obviously hasn't worked in Atlanta with DeJounte Murray and a other smaller guard, but, I mean, that would certainly pique my interest. JNYC29 says you gave up 2 starting players for 1 expiring contract. Well, Immanuel Quickley is on an expiring deal himself. Jeff, that comment is so funny. This trade is like losing your hometown girlfriend when you go to college, but you find a nice 7.5 as soon as you get there.
How bad was the hometown girl? That must be your hometown girl, but also has like. Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
That was I didn't know where this was gonna land.
Most valuable fighter. What up, man? Says better trade Mitchell or Murray. Other targets. We will save this one for the mailbag. We're going to talk about the OG Anunoby trade right now. We'll do a mailbag in about 30 minutes. I want this question in there. My man. Johnson Yu says, losing Quick is hard. It is. And you know Immanuel Quickley is going to be the starting point guard for the Raptors for the next 10 years. He's going to be really, really good. And it's going to suck. What if OG Anunoby is your starting small forward on the team that can get to the conference finals next year? He's worth every dollar. Great backup for Brunson. Good efficiency in defensive game. Surprised Knicks dealt with Raptors after the news drama. 100% agree with you, my man. Oh, it sucks. It sucks. But I believe the Knicks won this deal, and I honestly don't think it's all that close. They can make 2 more trades. You can make a trade around Grimes, and then you can make a trade around Fournier and all those picks. Give me DeJounte Murray and Sadiq Bey, and let's go to war. Jay Liv, what up? They gave up a lot. Did they give up a lot? If you told me yesterday the Knicks could have OG Anunoby and a backup rotational center and Precious Achiuwa for RJ Barrett, Immanuel Quickley, and a second-round pick, everyone would have said that was a home run deal yesterday. Do we actually think RJ Barrett's good? I think we could say that now that he's not on this team. The dude stinks.
We can stop lying about RJ.
We can stop lying about him. Everyone, just let's be honest and say it with me. RJ Barrett stinks. Did I say that he's averaging 16.5 points per game on 39% from the field in his last 20 games? He has shoot 25% from 3, so maybe that's what makes him really good. RJ stinks, guys. He stinks. He can't defend. Rolly, there's 4 pillars to basketball. You were taught this as a kid. Playmaking, shot making, defense, and rebounding. What 4 things of those is RJ Barrett good at? He can't shoot. He can't play make. He can't defend. He can't rebound. What is he good at? Broken chip. Going to miss both RJ and IQ. We will all miss Immanuel Quickley. Can't say the same about RJ. But at the end of the day, it's all about trying to win a chip. Jeff Falco says, Rolly is smiling, knowing I'm in pain. Why is Jeff Falco in pain?
He was...
Are you an RJ Barrett stan?
He is a diehard RJ Barrett.
That's an awful hill to be a diehard
He
on.
refuses to stop calling him Star J Barrett. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do it anymore now that he's not on the Knicks.
Star J Barrett.
So,
Lord.
At least we can stop having those debates. One of the best debates of all time, by the way, me and Falco got into it bad.
About Bam and Randall?
Yes. I think did I tell you about this?
I think you told me this, yeah. Jeff, all I'm going to say is you might be right. EC!
Oh, yeah.
What up, man? $10 super chat. Shout out to my man, EC. We appreciate you. That's a real one. Knicks Galaxy. Wow. Just wow. That was my first one-word reaction. So I'm laying in bed. Obviously, late night last night with the Knicks watch party. I can't go to sleep after those. I was up till like 2 a.m. just watching fucking YouTube and stuff. And I'm laying in my bed this morning, and I get a push notification from Woj, and I open it up, and I'm like, this is fake. So then I go to Woj's account, and I'm like, holy shit, this is real. So I just tweeted out, wow, 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 wow. The New York Knicks have traded RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley for OG Anunoby. Jaden, what up, man? We have so much cap. I wouldn't, no, not true.
I'll also say this. He says if OG doesn't resign, you make this deal assuming or basically locking down OG for the next 4 to 5 seasons.
The only way you lose this deal is if you don't sign OG Anunoby.
I'm not going to lie. If you don't resign OG Anunoby,
you lost this deal.
This might be one of the worst trades ever, unless they win a championship.
OG Anunoby, member of CAA. He's a part of the CAA mafia. He's going to resign, and the Knicks are going to pay him a whole lot of money. This could be 4 years, $120 million. Right? $30 million a year?
That checks out.
You're paying RJ Barrett $23 million
a year. No, that checks
out. To the point that we have cap space, we do not have cap space. Mitchell Robinson, $15 million, $30 million from Randall, $30 million from Brunson, $15 from Hart, and $12 from DiVincenzo. And you're going to re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein as well. You're not going to have a lot of cap space. Jason B, my man, a New York Knicks Now legend. What up, brother? Glad you're in today because I can always learn some when you speak about the Knicks. Says, I think New York upgraded. RJ hit a wall, and IQ is great, but will be expensive. I would have preferred to give up Grimes versus IQ, but it is what it is. This is a good trade. Yeah, 100% agree in the sense that the Knicks and myself and you and everyone watching would have rather given up Quentin Grimes. But I was talking with Rolly on the way in. It's like the Raptors didn't make this trade for RJ Barrett. I hope we know that, right? The Raptors made this trade for Immanuel Quickley. I don't think the Raptors are trading the Knicks to the Knicks OG Anunoby if Immanuel Quickley is not a part of the deal. Immanuel Quickley was the catch for the Toronto Raptors, and that's why it hurts. Because we got 2,700 people watching right now, and I think we would all agree Immanuel Quickley is a really good basketball player. He makes the Knicks better. Every lineup he's in is a great lineup for the Knicks. But it costs to be the boss. The Knicks just got one of the best 3-and-D players in the league.
I do have a serious question. Would you have rather traded RJ Grimes in a first-round pick or RJ IQ in the second-round pick? Because that's
Grimes in the first.
Because it would have been upgraded to 1, maybe even 2 first-round picks.
I think if you're not trading IQ, they want minimum 2 unprotected first-round picks.
Yeah. So it's a matter of, would you have rather kept IQ but lost a couple of that first-round picks in your fleet? Or would you rather have just kept those picks and got rid of IQ?
I don't think the Raptors are doing the deal unless they're getting Immanuel Quickley, who they are now going to make the starting point guard of their team for the foreseeable future, and he's going to be good. He is. It's going to suck. We all love Immanuel Quickley. Still waiting for him to show up to the 2023 playoffs. Jaden Rossi. Wouldn't be surprised if Quick requested to trade him. I said it after the game against the Oklahoma City Thunder when Tom Thibodeau subbed Immanuel Quickley out with 4 minutes to go after he hadn't missed a shot in the second half. If I was Immanuel Quickley, I would have requested a trade. And I don't think he did. I think he loved being a part of the Knicks. He loved being here. He loves Tom Thibodeau. He's gone on record saying that. But this isn't 2K role. You can't trade trash for good stuff. To get good players, you got to give up good players. The Cavs had to give up Lauri Markkanen for Donovan Mitchell. And maybe the Cavs lost that trade. I don't think the Knicks lost this one. This is OG Anunoby for Immanuel Quickley. That's what this trade is. RJ Barrett, the brother stinks. Kevin Bellotti, Gelati. Go New York, go New York, go. Marsh, are we moving to a 10-man rotation? I don't think so. I believe Achiuwa will get some minutes. Your starters are going to be Brunson. I believe DiVincenzo. I actually wouldn't mind moving Grimes into the starting rotation and having DiVincenzo come off the bench because the Knicks need to get Quentin Grimes going. Like last offseason, 6 months ago, people were talking about Quentin Grimes being a great trade piece. 18 months ago, when we were trading for Donovan Mitchell, he was untouchable in that trade. The Knicks need to build Quentin Grimes back up. They believe in that player. I wouldn't mind him being a starting player. But you got Brunson, you got DiVincenzo, you got Grimes, you got Hart, you got Anunoby, you got Randall, you got Hartenstein, you got Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn is going to have to play so much. I think 9 players, unless I miss somebody. I believe 9 players. Appreciate you, KB. Christoph Lawrence. What up, man? First time super chatter. Appreciate you, Brody. Says, like this trade, but who's next? What about Spida? I know a lot of people like to call this channel clickbait and blah, 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 but I think I've done 5 videos on the fact that the Knicks want to make 2 trades. And this trade cements that point because you just traded Immanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett for a starting small forward that is a starter on a championship team, and you still have all of your first-round picks to trade. The Knicks aren't making 10 first-round picks in 7 years. They have 2 this year, and the Mavs and the Knicks pick. Another deal is coming. And I would keep your eyes out on DeJounte Murray and Donovan Mitchell. Eric Trump, what up, my man? I'm upset you didn't say F. Roley in there. He always sends a super chat, says F. Roley. Says, good luck back in Canada, RJ. Let's go Knicks.
That next Raptors-Knicks game is going to be very fun.
When is that? I'm about to look it up.
That's going to be very, very fun, I'll say that.
The New York Knicks play the Toronto Raptors Saturday, January 20th.
Oh, so relatively soon.
That's going to be weird.
You're going to have to do that.
Oh, it's going to get done. Oh, my gosh. I'm not ready to see Immanuel Quickley play the Knicks. I'm not. And you know it's really going to hurt if they fucking RJ Barrett has a good game. William McConaughey still have Fournier's contracted all the first and second trades coming. William, you know ball. Another deal is 100% coming. We'll talk about what that deal could be in just a second. As ACOC, what is that, OBJ as the profile pick?
Yeah. When
Robinson's back with OG, are we a top 10 defense? Yes, you were a top 10 defense with RJ Barrett in your starting lineup. OG Anunoby is one of the best perimeter defenders. Mitchell Robinson is one of the best rim protectors. I I hope Mitch comes back before the end of the season. I'm not putting any stock into that. He has broken. He needs surgery. That's what it sounds like.
My guy Monteca's in the chat. Let's go.
Who?
That's a Heat Report guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I kind of can't believe this happened. Fernando, what up, man? Appreciate you tuning in, hanging out with us. Says IQ got us 15+ points off the bench. Can't wait to see OG in the orange and blue, but I think our bench is not strong enough. Your bench does take a hit. There's no doubt about it. You just traded a guy that finished second and sixth man of the year last year. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Immanuel Quickley is going to go on to have a really good and long, successful career. As 4463013 is in the chat, if that's who I think it is, hold my nuts, dude. Hold my nuts. Hold my nuts, 4643. The Knicks will never make a trade. Here comes my little buddy talking about a trade. Hold my nuts, kid. Hold my nuts. Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's do it. OG Anunoby, you are a New York Knick. The New York Knicks have traded for OG Anunoby following the loss last night to the Orlando Magic. The Knicks will be trading two players that I know are fan favorites. RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley have been traded to the Toronto Raptors. But you get back OG Anunoby, a player that the Knicks have coveted for a long, long time. Adrian Wojnarowski says this: the Toronto Raptors are finalizing a trade to send OG Anunoby to the Knicks for a package that includes RJ Barrett, Immanuel Quickley, and draft considerations. And when that news broke just about 20, 30 minutes ago, I was like, oh my goodness, how many first-round picks are the Knicks going to have to give up to get OG Anunoby? 0. The Knicks traded 0 first-round picks. Say it with me. The Knicks traded 0 first-round picks. They traded a second-round pick. They still have all their first-round picks. Another trade is coming. Full trade deal details. RJ Barrett, Immanuel Quickley, they are going to Toronto, while OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn are heading to be the newest members of the New York Knicks. Does this trade make the Knicks finals contenders? I would say no. Does this trade make the New York Knicks better? Absolutely. Did the New York Knicks win this trade? Yes. It is not even close. Does it suck that you gave up Immanuel Quickley? Yeah, he's going to be really good for a really long time for the Toronto Raptors. But you got the best player in this deal. You got off potentially one of the worst contracts in the NBA in RJ Barrett, year one of a 4-year, $107 million deal, and you got to hold on to all of your first-round picks. The Knicks made a hell of a move today. The Knicks got better. Is it sad? Is it the end of an era? Absolutely. I understand why anyone would feel that way. But the sun will come up tomorrow, and the Knicks are a better basketball team than they were just 28 minutes ago. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We just crossed over 30,000 subscribers, and I've made a deal to you. When the Knicks make a move, we make a video. So subscribe to the channel, Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Free Knicks content 365 days a year. 366 coming up in 2024 because it is a leap year. Woj also said this, which is important when discussing and dissecting this OG Anunoby trade. New York has been pursuing Anunoby for a significant period of time and now gets a head start on recruiting him to stay as a free agent this summer. Anunoby's two-way talent has made him a target throughout the league, and now he lands in the Knicks lineup. First part's the most important. OG Anunoby can be a free agent this summer. But if you believe that the Knicks traded for OG Anunoby without the idea that they could sign him in free agency, you're wrong. You know how I know that? Because he's a member of CAA. And if you don't think there's some sort of tampering or at least a conversation, a.k.a. OG Anunoby's agent going up to him being like, hey, if the Knicks trade for you and give you a 4-year, $130 million contract, are you going to take it? And he says yes, deal done. OG Anunoby will not just be a member of the Knicks this year, he will be a member of the Knicks for the foreseeable future. He will sign a contract extension in free agency and remain a part of this ball club. Tim Bontemps, who works for ESPN, says, presuming the deal is done by then, Anunoby's debut could be as soon as Monday at Madison Square Garden against the top team in the West, the Minnesota Timberwolves. So there you get your first look at it. OG Anunoby could make his Knicks debut this Monday against the Timberwolves. Who is OG Anunoby as a player? Let's break that down. Is he a star? No, definitely not a superstar. But he is one of the best role players in the NBA. And I feel like calling him a role player doesn't give him kind of the credit that he deserves. He is one of the best connector pieces in the league. He makes any team he is on better. Do the stats pop off the screen? No. 15 points per game, four rebounds so far this year, 2.5 assists. But it's the efficiency, it's the effectiveness, and it's the winning brand of basketball that he plays that a lot of New York Knicks fans are going to fall in love with. He's shooting 49% from the field this year. He's an extremely efficient scorer. He plays within the flow of the offense. And he's shooting 37.4% from three on 6 attempts. The Knicks now have another elite three-point shooter in their lineup, in a lineup that features Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, two of the most double-team players in the NBA. Look at some stats from last year. Only 27 games played this year, not a big enough sample size to draw a full picture. So let's talk about last year. Numbers for OG Anunoby, a little bit of some advanced stats. I hate that term, but it's what they are. His catch-and-shoot three-point percentage last year, 40.6%. One of the best in the NBA. He's shooting 38.8% on catch-and-shoot three-pointers this year, so there's consistency there. He's good also from the foul line down. 10 feet or less from the cup, he converts on 57.1% of his attempts. But what I love about him is he can camp out in that corner, and he's not just a Reggie Bullock. He's not just a corner boy. He can catch, he can rip through, he can get to the bucket. He's got a little bit of a face-up mid-range game. He can play with his back to the basket. Last year, 46+% from the left corner and 42.9% from the right corner. This year, he is shooting from the left corner three, 50%. He's 21 of 42 from the left corner this year, and he's 10 of 28 from the right corner, 35.7%. He's shooting 55% from mid-range this year. He averages about 1 a game. In the paint, numbers are a little bit low in the non-restricted area. 31.4% has to be better in that area, but in the restricted area, 73%. He's 6'8", 6'7", 230 pounds, 7-foot wingspan. It's a great get for our New York Knicks. What's your one-word reaction to the trade? I know there's a lot of emotions from Knicks fans coming out, and that's what I love about Knicks fans. We're passionate, we care, and we love this team probably more than we all should. But give me your one-word reaction to the trade, because I know some people are upset that Immanuel Quickley and for some reason RJ Barrett are gone. But the Knicks won this trade. They got the best player in the deal. They got off the worst contract, and they held on to all of their first-round picks. Give me your one-word reaction to the deal down in the comment section right now. We're going to break this trade down coming up a little bit more, and maybe some potential trade targets for the Knicks. But first, I got to give a huge shout-out to today's sponsor, Factor. When you go to factormeals.com/KnicksChat50, use the promo code KnicksChat50. Factor will give you 50% off your first order. If you're a guy like me or a lady that doesn't like going to the grocery store and you like having your meals ready to heat up in just 2 minutes, fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved, chef prepared meals, get hooked up with Factor. I'm a huge fan of them. One, because I stay on track with my fitness goals when I eat Factor. I also need to save myself some money because I save 50% off. I love the smoothies that they have. They have breakfast, they have lunch, they have dinner. Fresh, never frozen. I'm a guy that needs to eat fresh food, and Factor hooks me up. Pick your pre-made meals that are prepped and cooked to perfection. All you do is heat them up, eat them, and then you enjoy them because the taste is amazing. It's factormeals.com/KnicksChat50. Make sure to use that promo code KnicksChat50 to save 50% off. So obviously with this trade for the New York Knicks, their bench has become somewhat of a question mark because obviously you are trading a guy like Immanuel Quickley, who is one of the best 6 men in the league, should have won 6 Man of the Year last year over Malcolm Brogdon, and he's also a super sub in the sense that when he comes in the game, he changes it, but also he could start for the Knicks. He started over 20 games last year, whether it was injuries to Grimes, Brunson, or RJ Barrett. So you're going to need a guy like Precious Achiuwa or potentially Malachi Flynn to play some basketball for you. I believe this is going to be the starting lineup for the New York Knicks. You got Jalen Brunson, obviously, manning that point guard spot. I believe his Villanova teammate, Dante DiVincenzo, should stay at that two-guard spot alongside of him. DiVincenzo is one of the best catch-and-shoot three-point guys in the league, and since he's entered the starting lineup, he knocks it down at about a 50% clip. I believe he stretches the offense out, and it's going to help a guy like Brunson and Randall attack the rim. Got OG at that small forward spot. Obviously, Mitchell Robinson is hurt, so you have Hartenstein at the 5 and Randall at the 4. What do you got off the bench now? You don't really have a great backup point guard. Let's call a spade a spade. Malachi Flynn is just okay, if not below average. And Malcolm McBride. Deuce McBride is Deuce. We know what he is. At the 2 guard, you got Grimes and Ryan Arcidiacono. You still got Josh Hart coming off the bench at that small forward position. Hart is no longer your backup 4 because I believe OG Anunoby is also your backup 4. He could play that spot. You got Precious Achiuwa, Taj Gibson, and when Jericho Sims comes back from injury, that will be your rotation of big men. Let's talk about Precious Achiuwa here for a little bit. He's a solid player, not a guy that's going to come in and change the game for you. He's had some good games this year. December 20th versus the Nuggets in 25 minutes, had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 6 for 10 from the field, 1 of 2 from downtown. The three-point percentage is well below league average, but he's not afraid to shoot him. He's shooting 2 threes a night. A little bit undersized at 6'8", 230 pounds, but he's someone that's athletic. He'll be able to catch some lobs. He'll be a good pick-and-roll player for some of the Knicks guards. And let's just be honest, he's better than Taj Gibson, and the Knicks need to do something right there. Malachi Flynn has been somewhat of a disappointment through he came into the NBA. Smaller guard, 6'1", not the most efficient player by any stretch of the imagination. 40% from the field this year in 31 games, 35% from 3. But the Knicks are going to need him to play some minutes unless they make another move at that backup guard spot. Maybe Deuce McBride is a guy that's going to play a couple more minutes. You take a look at this trade one more time. Let's ask him to grade the trade, Rolly, just because I feel like a lot of people are upset at this trade. And you know what? I can understand why. But for me, I'm going to grade this trade a B. This is a B to a B plus for me. Is it a home run? No. But I think it makes the Knicks better than they were yesterday. It fills a need that they have in the sense of they allowed, and they're not bad players, they're actually really, really good players. Taliban Carroll and Franz Wagner went for 61 points last night. Jalen Williams and SGA combined for 70 points 2 nights ago. Grade the trade for me, A, B, C, D, or F. 3 reasons I like this trade the most. You got the best player in the deal. You got off of an awful contract. And you didn't give up any future draft capital. I know Knicks fans are sad. Their Prince, their guy, the Star J, Broadway Barrett, is no longer a member of the Knicks. And it's going to be weird seeing RJ Barrett play for the Toronto Raptors. But he just didn't play well enough this year. Hasn't been consistent enough in his career. And let's just boil it down to this. The Knicks' best players are Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. Really good offensive players. Not good defensive players. So what do you need to mask those 2 guys' defensive deficiencies? You need an elite wing defender. RJ Barrett simply is just not that guy. In his last 19 games, he's shooting 39% from the field and 25% from downtown. I believe he's going to have a good career in this league. He was just never going to help the Knicks be a championship contender, unfortunately. The guy that I am most sad about seeing going is Immanuel Quickley. I think Immanuel Quickley is one of the most underrated players in the NBA. Were the Knicks going to pay him the money that he wanted? They didn't come to a deal. They didn't come to an agreement prior to the season. So he's on a 1-year deal. He's going to be a restricted free agent. They had the opportunity to match anything. I think this tells you what they thought about what his market was and what they were willing to pay. He's going to leave big shoes to fill because the Knicks don't have backup point guard. I mean, shoot, if Jalen Brunson gets hurt and has to miss a game, they could be in a load of trouble. So they got to get better. Got to get better in that backcourt when it comes to that. Another reason I love this trade, though. You didn't trade any of this. You didn't trade any of this. And what does that mean? You still got $18 million expiring in Evan Fournier. You still got a young player that I think is coveted across the league in Quentin Grimes. What does Fournier, Grimes, and 2 unprotected first-round picks get you? I can get you a pretty good player. 4 first-round picks in 2024, 2 in 2025, 8 tradable first-round picks. 10 first-rounders in the next 7 years. You could trade all your first-round picks. You still got some picks to make. I'm a fan. I am a fan of this trade for the New York Knicks. Look, if you made it this far in the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're trying to get to 31,000 subscribers. Free Knicks content every day. So sub for Knicks subs. I see some people in the chat right now. Is OG going to play tonight? No. OG is not going to play tonight for the New York Knicks. I would expect him to be ready to go Monday night versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. If you haven't yet, make sure you are following me over on Twitter. That was the first place you would have heard about this news, as I tweeted out the news as soon as it broke. So if you're looking for another way to continue the conversation, another way to stay up to date on the latest Knicks news and rumors, give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby, you are a New York Knick. 4463013 has now pivoted from the Knicks will never make a trade to now Immanuel Quickley, who should not have been traded. It's all right, bro. I still love you. I'll still let you ride me a little bit. B. Bololi, what up, bro?
Whoa,
That's what he does.
whoa,
He rides my nuts.
Whoa,
he rides my nuts. He rides my nuts.
Oh, take it easy over there.
Might be. B. Bololi, 26. RJ and IQ will be better than OG right now. B. Bololi, you know way too much ball to say anything as stupid as RJ Barrett will be better than OG Anunoby. What is RJ Barrett good at? What is he good at? Someone let me know. Because, Rolly, I look at numbers that say 39% from the field. That's not good. What about 25% from three?
Not good.
I will give him credit. He's gotten better from the line. He's shooting 85% this year. So, sorry, I gave him too much credit. 83%. Bololi, I think Immanuel Quickley is a really good player. I think Immanuel Quickley is a really, really good player. It's like having a really good backup quarterback when you already have your quarterback, though. You already have our quarterback in Jalen Brunson. Paying $30 million for are you paying $30 million for a backup bench point guard, Nick Roloff?
I am not.
That's not a way to – you only have so many resources to allocate. I think the Knicks got the best player in the deal, and it's not close. OG is the perfect fit for Tibbs. 100% with you, my man. William Burton, my man. What's up, Brody? What's up, bro? Sends a pair of characters sending hearts with their hands. Right back to you, Brody. Michael Vasquez, what's up, family? Where does JB, JR, and OG Big Three rank in the Eastern Conference? It's a good question. Is this a first-time super chatter for Michael?
It is a first time.
For Michael. Shout out to my man. Where does it rank? I mean, off the top of my head, Boston is better. Bucks are better.
Are you talking about just the top three players? Or are you talking about teams?
Just top three players.
Top three players.
I got Bucks and Celtics ahead of them. What other teams? Philly, who are you calling their three?
I guess Tobias Harris.
I think their one is better than our one. I think our two is better than their two, and I think our three is better than their three. So maybe the Heat are a little bit better.
You know they are.
I don't know.
If you go by that logic, one beats one, two beats
OG
two.
Anunoby is a better player than Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure we agree.
A better overall player.
Yes.
But if you go by the logic you do with the 76ers, our one beats your one, our two beats your two, and
I don't know.
Stop it. You just use your eyes from the playoffs last year, Marsh.
Jalen Brunson was the best player in that series. You're right. He was.
Don't give no.
He wasn't?
Don't give no shits about no fucking all NBA bullshit that Julius Randle was.
What about Brunson? Was he not the best player in that game series?
Usually the best player in the series wins. Usually.
Fuck, man. You didn't have anyone helping him. LeBron didn't. LeBron has lost a lot of series where he's the best player. Mr. Coliseum says Sam Rose is OG's agent, Leon's son. Thank you.
Seems like tampering, if you ask me.
Of course it's tampering. He ain't going anywhere. OG Anunoby is a Knick, and he will put pen to paper. Is there usually a re-sign period before it opens up in free agency? I don't remember. You can resign your own guys,
you
I think,
can
like 5 days before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can resign your guys at any
Once the
point,
season's over,
to be
right?
honest. Well, once the season's over, I think.
I don't think you have to wait for July.
Yeah. Well, not if they're an unrestricted free. No, actually, that's not true. If they're a free agent. See, now I'm because if his extension deadline's today, he's hitting free agency.
I had the tweet. It was his extension deadline to sign a 4-year deal. Yeah, so he will be a free. Yeah. You have to resign him in free agency.
Yeah,
it was 2 years, $40 million was the next deadline that's coming up.
Well, he's obviously not doing that.
Yeah, he's not doing that. I have no worry in the world, and I may come back to regret saying this. I have no worry in the world that he will resign. Like you said, the son of Leon Rose is OG Anunoby's agent. What's that?
I'm sorry, it's a major baseball trade, believe it or
no
not.
one cares.
I know, but it's just like that. Sorry, that was a reaction that I had.
I saw my guy David Zahn in the chat. That's a chat sports legend right there. David Zahn, we appreciate you, family. Always showing love to chat sports. Happy holidays, my man. Hope you're enjoying it. My guy Atlantic Lion, what's up? Says it hurts, but it's a good trade. Question is, who is next? Do we promote Deuce to the IQ role, or do we trade for someone like Tyus Jones or Spida? This is a great question for the mailbag, Atlantic Lion. Tyus Jones is available. Do the Washington Wizards trade Tyus Jones? How much money does he make?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
It just freaking sucks because Mitchell Robinson is hurt. Tyus Jones makes $15 million.
That was more than I thought.
Yeah, that's more than I thought.
I thought it was like 10 or 11.
Tyus Jones is one of the best backup point guards in the league, if not the best backup.
I say the best. I'm a big Tyus Jones guy.
Doesn't turn the ball over. That's what I want.
Literally doesn't turn the ball over. He can hit shots.
I'm keeping my eyes on DeJounte Murray and Donovan Mitchell. I think adding a guy like OG Anunoby makes Donovan Mitchell possible, right? Like, we're worried about Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson's size, but that was because we didn't have an all-world, all-NBA defender at that small forward spot in OG Anunoby. I think another deal's coming. I'm almost going to guarantee another big trade comes. Hassan! What up, Brody? This trade will make or break Tibbs if it doesn't work. Why? I don't understand that thought process. Sitting on RJ Barrett in your starting lineup could have got him fired. Another trade is definitely in the works. Grimes, Fournier, 4 firsts to Cleveland for Donovan.
I don't even know if that gets it done.
4 unprotected absolutely gets it done, dude. 4 unprotected first-round picks for the Cavs build around Mobley and Garland.
My question is, there's a better pack. I would rather have 2 or 3 unprotected firsts and better young players.
Like who? The Nets are a team I'm worried about, but who are they trading?
They could trade.
Not trading Bridges.
No, a little Cam Johnson action. Like, here's the joke. Here's the thing, and I'm being serious about this one. Because the Knicks have always had the best package for Donovan Mitchell, I think, until today. After this move, they no longer have the best package if they did want to trade for D-Mitch. And obviously, I'm going to bring up my Heat because we're linked to them as well. But like, if season ends, would you rather take Tyler Hero and 3 unprotected first-round picks or 4 unprotected first-round picks in that deal?
What about Grimes, 4 unprotected and 3 protected? Y'all can't match that.
So you're offering 7 now.
Why not? You got to get it done. You can't just go to sleep with them in your back pocket.
Well, I understand that, but like my question is that deal or the Hero and 3 unprotected first? They're taking Hero and 3 unprotected first.
Are they?
Yes.
Do they want a non-defensive player next to Garland?
That's an old take. It's an old take.
No, it's not.
Hero
don't play D.
Hero has been better defensively this year.
So he went from ass to just a little ass.
Correct. Just below average now.
Well below average. I think another deal's coming. What if Donovan Mitchell says, I don't want to play for the Knicks?
For the Knicks?
Yeah. Well, if he says that, then you're fucked.
He only wants to play for the Knicks?
I said if. If he says that.
Well, we've seen just this past offseason, that doesn't mean shit.
Dame wanted to play. Dame
No,
wanted to be a Buck.
Dame said he only wanted to be a
He
member
literally
of the
told
Heat
in an interview if
for
he
2.5
played with anyone in the
months.
league, it would be Giannis.
No, he wanted to play in Miami, and then 2 weeks before, he openly said 2 weeks before the deal happened, his agent said, hey, man, I don't think Portland's going to deal with Miami. Are you open to other teams? And then he said, sure.
Is Warren France WFSN a Heat report guy?
Who?
He says the disrespect for Hero is insane.
No, I don't know, that is not. But the national disrespect for Tyler Hero is very unappreciated.
He is one of the worst defenders in the league.
Not anymore. He's been fine this year defensively.
Oh shit, Chris Sale's a Brave.
That's the
Isn't
news
his
I
arm
reacted
shredded?
to. He's horrible.
Yeah.
But it's the Braves, so he'll probably win Cy Young.
Sincere, my man says, yo, March, what's shaking? Nothing much. Just talking some Knicks trades. OG Anunoby. Where's Carl at?
Yeah, I'm disappointed I haven't seen Carl.
Wow.
I do see Breeze World saying Tyler Hero's an all-star player caliber now. Like, why would they trade him?
He's played like 12 games this year.
First of all, here's the difference. Tyler Hero's an all-star caliber player. I love Tyler, but Donovan Mitchell's an all-NBA player. That's a big difference.
And one guy plays like 30 games a year.
Stop it.
Dude, when's the last time he was healthy? Pre-pandemic?
He plays 56 to 65 games a year.
Oh, my God. Pusto Fly. What's up, Brody? Raptors fan here. Sad to see OG go, but I'm not convinced he's going to bring you guys over the hump. From an outsider, it seems Brunson carries you guys. Yeah, this isn't the final deal for the Knicks, which I hope everyone understands. I mean, we showed the graphic, 8 more tradable first-round picks. The Knicks are not done. If you're still in the chat, EP Paustoflan, if you're still in the chat, tell me what you are going to miss about OG Anunoby's game in the comment section, and we'll pop it up on screen. June Ross, what up, man? Shout out to June, first-time super chatter. My man. Says, not going to lie, Quick was our second-best player on any given night, but he's going to cook for Toronto, like 24 points per game. Our defense with Mitchell, top 3. Immanuel Quickley is your third, was. Can't we say, let's say was now.
Ooh.
Was your third best player. But OG Anunoby is a better player than Immanuel Quickley. For what the Knicks need. Leaderboard Sports says RJ can be the face of the Raptors.
I tell you what.
If you want to be in the lottery, yeah, he can.
Well, first of all,
does he go home and unlock his talents?
If they trade Siakam, which it seems like they're going to try to do, as he's going to be a free agent as well, that team is now handed off to Scotty Barnes, which, not going to lie, I like Scotty. That can get ugly quick. I'm a fan of Scotty Barnes, but I just cannot fathom him.
Is RJ coming off the bench when he first gets there?
Yes. Unless they play
Quickly?
him at the 2. Who's their starting 2 right now? I don't remember.
Trent? Or has Trent been coming off the bench?
Garrett Trent's been coming off the bench, I believe. Because they have Podol.
Do they go Quickly and Schroeder?
Because they have Schroeder, they have Podol, they have Pascal, they have Scotty. I cannot for the life of me think of, were they running a big lineup of OG? And obviously, he was starting. Was it Schroeder, OG, Siakam, Scotty, and Podol?
Their starting lineup has been... Well, they already updated it.
Well, you can look up, I think, most starting lineups for them this year.
It has Immanuel Quickley in there, not even RJ Barrett. On the roster, ESPN's not
People are
updated.
saying yes, so they were actually just going a big lineup where OG was at the 2. No wonder why they stink. They have no shooters on that team.
Well, they just got RJ Barrett.
It's going to get ugly.
Oh, man. They've been starting Barnes, Trent, OG, Podol, and Siakam.
Oh, so Gary Trent's been starting.
At least the last game he did. When they lost 120 to 118. I'll go to the Washington game. Yep, Trent.
Leaderboard says the starters have been Pascal, Scotty, or that's what he says it's going to be.
Maya's World says, Rolly, is that you next to Marshall Green? And also, are you going to be live tonight? Will not, no live tonight. Supposed to be my off day, but we're here hanging around. give you guys content even when we're not supposed to. I work at overtime. So shout out to you guys.
It is me, Maya's World. Good to see you.
Shout out to Maya's World. Shout out to Rolly for popping in and being a real one. Wow. This is kind of I'm still like in that state of shock a little bit.
No, you get those because like you break it down. We've been live for an hour and 10 minutes just chopping it up with you guys, but it's still like, oh shit, did that really just happen? Like, what are my actual thoughts? Like, it's tough, man. ACOC says, I got an autographed Mitchell Robinson jersey. Glad it wasn't RJ. Well, for your sake, I'm also pretty glad.
I'm very sad Quickley is gone. But we knew he was going to be gone. Very sad. I feel like my kid just went away to college and I adopted a 5-star prospect. That's what it feels like. The NY Bully, what up?
Michael Orr action.
Exactly. And no SJ, though.
The blind side.
Zach LaVine or Don. What if you get Zach LaVine for cheap? Grimes, Fournier, and 2 firsts for LaVine. That's tough. That's tough.
Brunson, LaVine, OG. Oh, dude, that's reeks of like.
Is that bad?
I just don't know how they fit.
How? LaVine plays off.
LaVine stinks, dude.
If LaVine is your third, LaVine will be your 4th best player.
But you could argue he'd be your 2nd best offensive player.
Over who are you putting at 1?
Brunson.
You just have someone on court at all times that you can run the offense through.
Yeah, no, that is a good point. That's a good point.
It would be tougher to make the salary work now.
Well, Fournier eats up a chunk. I don't know.
Fournier's
actually,
18.
I don't know how you would get to the
I don't know.
38,
Honestly, don't know
40
how you would either.
Levine.
What is his? 35?
I'll double check.
I don't know how you get there. RJ was kind of that guy. Jimmy R says Clutch doesn't do business with the Knicks. That could be considered true. That could be considered true. Stephen Bondi wrote an article over the weekend that said that Rich Paul is open to squashing the beef with Leon Rose in his book.
So you got to actually get to 40.
40, yeah, we can't get to 40 unless you're giving up. You'd have to give up Fournier. You'd have to give up Hartenstein. Maybe, this is going to be a shock to some people. I could see them trading Dante DiVincenzo.
Well, I was going to say DiVincenzo makes 10 years. Now,
I could see them trading DiVincenzo. You trade DiVincenzo, Hartenstein, and Fournier. That's $36 million right there, right?
All right, so
DiVincenzo, Hartenstein, Fournier. That's $37 million. We do have the Obi trade exception. That's a good point. I'm not sure exactly how those work because they've been the way they could be used changed with the new CBA. Rumple Foreskin, a resident Cavs fan in the building, says chat's been frothing at the mouth for Mitchell the whole stream. I think he's next.
All right, I
he's next.
I have just equally matched $40 million.
Who it's I think DiVincenzo, Fournier,
and Hartenstein. And then you got to offer picks. Obviously.
What's Donovan Mitchell's number?
Not that high. Because he still on the first extension. So I believe it's like 33, 34. I got to be honest, though, them still being good, even with Garland and Mobley out, has kind of hurt the cause of them going to trade down Mitchell this year.
I think that only would happen is if Mitchell told him, I'm not resigning.
Well, he basically has done that. $33 million, by the way, for D-Mitch.
Mr. JC says our young core is gone.
Young core?
Young core? Who? RJ Barrett? Can we all move on? The dude stinks. Please. We don't have to cap anymore. He's not our problem. The dude stinks. $4 years, $107 million left on his deal. That's the worst contract in the league. Maya's World says, how about Andre Drummond?
Backup center action.
We got Precious.
That's right. Don't need Andre Drummond anymore.
Aren't you a Precious guy? Is he the guy that went to high school with the Ball brothers?
No, that's Onyeka and Kwame.
Ah.
Oh, if you guys got Onyeka,
We would be going to the chip.
I would have you guys penciled in as championship favorites. I love it. Onyeka was just a casual freshman in high school, just playing with the Ball brothers. Psychotic. That 2016 Chino Hills team will go down in history, man. They also had the fourth Ball brother. Eli Scott, I believe is his name. He went to a D1 school.
Was he really adopted by them or something?
No, but they always called him the fourth Ball brother. Actually, he might have been adopted for them. I don't know. You remember him in the Ball in the Family? Eli Scott.
Oceans84 says, you and most of this chat have not played at a competitive level. I actually have never, ever played basketball in my life. Where'd you play? We'll pop up your YouTube highlights right now. Let me know. Where'd you play? Oceans84. Where'd you hoop at? Let me know. We'll put your highlights up right now. Let me know where you played at.
I want to see this comment. What do you comment?
Says, you and most of this chat have not played at a competitive level. Wild takes today. I know. So we don't deserve to talk about it. So let's have your highlights talk. Where'd you play? You didn't. Yeah, I didn't think so. Got the next Rashard Mendenhall in the chat. All righty, let's do a mailbag. If prioritize like the supers that are good questions.
Yeah, I'll run through there. I'll say this: we don't have that many supers to get through. If you want to pound these out, and then we'll put up.
Yeah, let's run through all the supers that just came in, but like for the mailbag, choose the best question.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wellington Davies, isn't that what I think it's from? Davies.
Oh,
isn't it?
That is Entourage.
That is Entourage.
Davies. That's what Ari Gold says.
Davies. All NBA defense can knock down a three, has a ring. How is OG not a star? I don't think star is a fair word for him.
Because like when you think star, you think someone who can lead a team.
A star to me. This is my breakdown of words. Superstar can be a number one option on a championship team. Star can be a first, second, or third option. Can OG Anunoby be a third best player on a championship team? I think you have to have the MVP. Like I think he could have done what maybe a guy like Aaron Gordon could have did last year. I think he's right below a star. Like, I don't know what you call that. What's right? I think it's fair to say he's one of the best role players in the league.
An elite level role player. And I think we have to stop, by the way, having this negative connotation around the word role player. Because you need him to win.
What's Michael Porter Jr.? A role player.
He's a role player.
What's Aaron Gordon? A role player. What's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope? A role player. You know what also all those guys are? Champions. I think this is a fantastic move. I am officially giving it a B+. I am putting it on record. Trading for OG Anunoby is a B+ deal for the New York Knicks. Let's go through some of OG Anunoby's games this year. I'm going to pull up some of his stats. I think my computer just died.
Also, by the way, Jake Fisher, I don't know how credited this is, has apparently told several agencies in this past offseason that he was interested in a larger offensive role coming into this year that would allow him to get paid around $40 million a year in average annual value. However, Anunoby did leave those potential agents with the impression that he would be willing to accept a smaller figure if he were to have landed in New York, sources said.
OG Anunoby, you are Nick.
Now that is Jake Fisher,
who in
very hit or miss.
My laptop has been on the charger this whole time, and it's just not been charging.
Ooh.
Now it's just dead.
Not ideal.
Jeff Falco. With the lineup now set, what is the next move? You got to get another guard. You got to get a guard, right? And by guard, I more so mean a point guard. Go give me DeJounte Murray. Grimes, Fournier, 2 firsts for DeJounte. Did they say no to that?
Grimes, Fournier, 2 firsts for DeJounte.
Are they getting a better deal than that, I guess is the better question.
Probably not.
Probably not getting a better deal or probably not get it done.
Probably not getting a better deal. I don't know who, unless
they gave up 3, you get back 2, and you get
the Lakers,
I think Grimes would be good next to Trae Young.
Unless the Lakers offered Austin Reeves, but
why would they do that? I know you don't like Austin Reeves, but I think Reeves is a much better fit next to LeBron than Murray. No?
No. They don't have a true point guard.
Is Murray a true point guard?
He was in San Antonio for the longest time.
And they stunk.
But like
the team stunk too.
He was averaging like 7-8 assists a season while putting up 18, 19 points, and then he gets traded.
I can't wait for Monday. Knicks T-Wolves.
Oh.
That's a good game. You're going to see OG Anunoby guarding Ant Edwards? Oh, my goodness. I'm just waiting for my laptop to turn on. Jeff Falco, another move for a guard. The Knicks need a guard. Shout out to you, Brody. MVF says, think M. Bridges factors any. Which one? Mikal.
Yeah, I hope.
Mikal is my dream target.
I hope you're talking about Mikal.
Mikal is my dream target.
By the way, you just want to go quickly into Mikal Bridges. His defense has kind of fallen off a cliff a little bit.
He has taken a step back this year.
I don't know if he's just not locked in anymore. Like, as the number 1 guy, he just exerts more of his effort onto offense rather than defense. But, like, he was a deep-weight type player in
on
Phoenix.
the Suns, yeah.
And then now that he's in Brooklyn, his defense, I'm not going to say it's been bad.
He's also smaller than I thought. He's only 6'6".
It's just his wingspan. It's ridiculous.
Long?
Like,
Dude, I
unbelievable
can't get this
wingspan.
to turn on.
So, be interesting.
Do you want to just grab my laptop charger? This one's in here, and it's just not working.
I'll let you answer this question while I'm gone for a second, because I know this could get contentious.
Rashard Lee, Knicks versus Heat in the playoffs. If regular season Randall shows up, the Knicks can beat the Heat. That's a big if, though, right? I mean, they took him to 6 last year, and Julius Randle didn't play good at all. And he didn't get anything out of Immanuel Quickley. I will say this, though. OG versus Jimmy Butler is going to be kind of tough. That's going to be some action to look forward to, man. I would give the edge to the Heat right now. Probably Heat in 7. But all it takes is one rolled ankle for Jimmy Butler, and the Knicks can win that series. Is that fucked up to say, or is that just fact?
I mean, it happened.
It happens. Josh Hart, get in there, play some good defense.
Scumbag.
I don't know if my laptop just broken or not, but it just will not turn on. Oh, there we go.
It would be a really good series, though. But there is a big difference of, obviously, Randall didn't play good in this playoff.
Or Quickley gave you anything.
He missed the game.
2 games, and he didn't even play at all good in the first 3.
But like, obviously, the Heat were also without Tyler Hero. And I know that people are maybe getting a little exhausted of the Jaime Jaquez hype, but he, on this team, is...
Who's better right now, Jaime Jaquez or OG Anunoby?
Okay. Listen, it's not like I'm praising...
Okay, no, I'm just making
Jaquez
sure. I'm just
thinking
making...
that he's like the next coming of Michael Jordan. Like, but I will say, like, Triple J being added to this Heat team, like, it actually makes a massive difference, man.
Y'all's third best player is Duncan Robinson.
And we didn't even mention him. Dude, this Heat team is so good.
Y'all lost Strus, though, and Gabe Vincent. They were Nick killers.
Yeah, well, Gabe Vincent is pulling a Kendrick Nunn, so.
Yeah, no, we knew that was going to happen. Jeremy says Barrett has the worst layup. Beach trade. Starting lineup balance now better than trading for DeRozan. Absolutely.
Oh, DeRozan would have been a disaster.
I don't want DeRozan. I don't want DeRozan. I am a little bit more interested now in Zach LaVine. If we got Zach LaVine, Heat fans would be worried. Heat fans would
We ain't thinking about no bum-ass Knicks.
If we get Zach LaVine, Heat fans are worried.
We ain't worried about shit.
Absolutely. Bro, you put out a lineup of Brunson, LaVine, OG, Randall, and Robinson comes back for the playoffs.
We good.
That's the best big 4 in the league behind the Nuggets.
We good.
Johnson, you! How do we make salary work for D-Mitch now? So you said he was $33 million?
33 mil.
What, did they have to get to 30?
I don't know what it is. I just usually try to match like within 1 or 2 mil.
My computer loaded up, I could tell you.
Oh, I can. So, like, to get to 33, Obviously,
Fournier,
Fournier
18.
18. So now you need about 15, 14. How about
Hartenstein has to be a part of that deal, unfortunately. I don't know how that happened.
no?
How much does Achiuwa make?
I
I don't think you could.
I don't know. If
I
you
don't
can
think you could trade him again.
You won't be able to trade him until the off.
60 days. I think it's 60 days.
And that's going to pass the deadline.
Yeah.
So unless they don't make this deal official and make it a bigger deal, but that's obviously probably not going to happen right now. So I think it would have to be Fournier. You got to keep Hartenstein. You got to have a center on your team. So
How much does Murray make?
Murray, which Murray?
DeJounte. He's like 28.
DeJounte. Yeah, he's not that. It's not that much.
Fournier and DiVincenzo and a first for Murray. Nah.
You guys can do Fournier, DiVincenzo, Grimes, and picks for Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, that works. Because Fournier, DiVincenzo, and Grimes takes it to about 31, 32 million.
Does trading DiVincenzo after you just sign him kind of fucked up?
Might be, but I think people would understand because you're trading for Donovan fucking Mitchell. So
That's a pretty good trade.
I mean,
Three unprotected DiVincenzo Grimes is pretty good deal.
make it 4.
Knox, you got to have another trade for someone else down the road.
What do you mean down the road? Donovan Mitchell is the road.
No, you can make 2 more trades, dude.
Donovan Mitchell is
8
the road.
tradable first-round picks.
Here's the thing, though. If you trade 4
In this
of
offseason, if Randall's a bum, you trade him.
y'all trade for D-Mitch, and then guess what? You use those other picks to actually draft good role players because your team's going to be very depleted of role players.
Ian Begley is reporting, I don't think they're done. Ian Begley is reporting that I don't think they're done. The New York Knicks are not done. The Knicks are going to make another move, and it might be 2. You know who I might go get right now and just play big-time ball, big-time players? Bojan Bogdanovic.
That guy stinks.
No, he does not.
I've watched, dude.
Starting lineup of Brunson, Anunoby, Bogdanovic, Randall, and Hartenstein, it's pretty nice. Fournier and a pick. Fournier and a first for him. He stinks? That's a lie.
Oh, God.
What?
Some Knicks fan found the old Thunder tweet of them trading James Harden and just said, it feels like this just happened again.
Like they traded Immanuel
Like
Quickley?
so it was like
They're saying Quickley is the next
the
scoring
Thunder
the fuck
traded
outta here.
Kevin Martin, or it got Kevin Martin, Jeremy Lamb, and draft picks from the Rockets for Harden, Aldridge, blah, blah, blah. And so they're saying, like, they got rid of James Harden IQ. Oh, boy.
No one, I think we can all agree.
Get over there, man?
Yeah. Someone just tweeted me saying Anunoby is worse than RJ Barrett. Do we really think we lost this deal? Do people think that? If they think that, tell them I said they're moronic. Because that's what they are. It's not even close. Playmaking, defense, shot making, rebounding. OG Anunoby is better than RJ Barrett in all of those. Marcus Evans, what's up, Brody? Appreciate the super chat, my man. Murray or Donovan is most definitely on the way. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Heat fans are nervous. If we get DeJounte Murray, y'all are fucked.
I'm never
If we
going
get
to be concerned about the New York Knicks.
We also might get Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, fuck RJ. Zach LaVine, DeJounte Murray, or Donovan Mitchell, you are a New York Knick. They are Knicks. He's hiding down there.
Oh,
he's hiding.
I'm really not worried. Could not be more worried. Or less.
You couldn't. A direct quote.
No, less
could
worried.
not
Less
be
worried.
more worried.
I'm not worried.
Could not be more worried.
I'm not worried. I'm Not worried.
Could not be more worried. Right from the face of the Miami Heat. Solomon, what up, bro? As much as I like it, RJ, it has to be done. He just can't stay consistent. Best of luck to him and Immanuel Quickley. We are all wishing RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley the greatest success.
I feel like that was a little bit of a lie from you.
You're
Do
gonna
you
root
actually
against them?
want to see them have all that success? And I think we should normalize as fans not wishing success on these players. I mean, you want them to have good lives, yes, but when it comes to playing for basketball, do you want them to succeed away from you and make you look stupid?
Abakalobo says it's a crap trade.
Jeff said he's okay now. Nice, Jeff.
Jeff, go to Basketball Ref. Let's all do this exercise. Everybody go to Google. Type in RJ Barrett stats.
Oh, boy.
You'll click the basketball reference link, okay? Let me know when we're all there. Okay, I believe we're all there. Go to game logs. Then go to game logs 2023-2024 season. And then I want you to click the first game he came back from his migraine to last night's game. It'll show you the stats for those 19 games. In those 19 games, he is averaging 16.6 points per game, shooting 39% from the field and 25% from three. That is not good. That is not good. And S says OG is literally a perfect fit. It is a perfect fit. You need a two guard, though. Now you need a two. You need a two that could be your backup one. A la Donovan Mitchell, DeJounte Murray, or maybe Zach LaVine. Woo! Wow. Oh, wow. Shout out to Solomon Grundy. We appreciate you guys. Still got 1,500 people watching. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Randall Neptune says, Marshall, trade sucks no matter what you say. We're the cramp of cramp when it comes to organizations. If you love RJ Barrett, just say that. If you love RJ Barrett, just say that. Ooh, someone says go get Brogdon. I don't hate that. Well, Brogdon off the bench.
Now, see, that is the definition of a good trade.
Get Brogdon?
Yes, because he's good defensively.
Fournier and a pick for Brogdon. I'm in.
Yes, that is a good trade. That's what you guys should prioritize rather than trading for a star.
No, you need one.
Phil, what happened to Jalen Brunson? Thought he could be the number one guy on a championship team.
1A, 1B. He could be a 1B. You need a
The
1A.
then.
Huh?
But DeJounte Murray ain't going to do that.
He makes you a top 3 team in the East.
So you're basically D-Mitch or bust.
No.
To win a championship, it feels that way. No comment?
I didn't hear what you said. It was something stupid. What was it?
No, I said you're basically D-Mitch or bust when it comes to winning a championship.
You're not playing for a championship this year.
What are you playing for?
To get better. To build for next year.
What's next year?
Championship year. Mitchell Robinson's back.
But who's the leading guy?
Donovan Mitchell or DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte Murray can't be a leading guy.
We might trade for KD.
Oh, God.
We might get KD.
Not even sure he could be a 1A anymore. Disaster everywhere he goes.
Murray or Mitchell? Can you make it there's a way into a Knicks of Murray and Mitchell. Just move it over because everyone's asking about it. Johnson, you! Is quickly our Mavs giving up Jalen Brunson move? Well, Jalen Brunson was the second best player on a team that went to the Western Conference Finals. Immanuel Quickley was a negative player against the Cleveland Cavaliers and Miami Heat. I don't want to. I love Quickley. I love Immanuel Quickley. I don't want to. I didn't say DeJounte Murray's the number one option. You lost your marbles. I didn't say that.
You did kind of say it, but I think it was just more of a slip than anything else. Like, you didn't actually mean it.
I didn't say he could be our. He's not even better than Brunson.
I said, because I asked you, like, if next year's the year, who's going to be the 1A then?
No, that's just another move. That's just another move. We can make 2 more trades. 2 more. 2 more.
Monteka knows the vibes. You know about it, Monteka. We ain't worried about jack shit. Monteka, just remember, who is the reigning Eastern Conference champion?
How is it disrespectful to Immanuel Quickley to state that he was not good in the playoffs? I think it would be irresponsible to say he was good. I would not be doing my job because he was awful. He was awful. Do we forget what he did in the playoffs? We can do the same thing we did with RJ Barrett as an exercise. Go to Google, type in Immanuel Quickley stats, click the basketball reference thing, then you go to playoffs. In 8 games in the playoffs, he shot, wait for it, 34%.
Not good.
Is that good, Rolly?
Not good, Jim.
What about if I even expanded it to his NBA career in the playoffs? 13 games, bigger sample size. Shot 33% in 13 games in the playoffs in his career. I love Immanuel Quickley. I don't want to take this as an opportunity to rag on him. I think Immanuel Quickley is going to be very good for the Raptors. But it took the Knicks to give up Quickley to get a better player in Anunoby. Why is this so hard to understand? Don't get it. CPJ, A+ trade. Y'all stop being emotional. About damn time someone with some sense came into this chat and said something smart. We're upset that we traded a guy that averaged 9 points in the playoffs for 34% last year. Got hurt, didn't show up. He led Brunson out there to get eaten by the Wolves in Miami. Come on. This is the Clippers trading Shea for Paul George. Golly, if Immanuel Quickley, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander now. Are you serious? Come on. We just watched Shea Gilgeous-Alexander play Immanuel Quickley.
Man, he's talented. Had another good game last night.
Dude's a good player, man. He's a good player.
He's cracked.
CPJ, appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you dropping some knowledge on these cats. Because, man, you are refusing to look. CPJ! $50 super chat. Shout out to CPJ. My man is a legend. I knew someone would bring some realness to this freaking chat. We can't actually believe the Knicks lost this trade. Rolly hates the Knicks, and I think he would agree the Knicks won this trade.
I say that's very much so.
Jeremy says, I am a Spida fan. We got to stop that. There's no fans of players outside of LeBron. You can't hop around. Like, were you a Jazz fan? Then you were, whatever.
I will say there's very few players that have that pull.
And it should not be Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell should not have that pull. You know who does have that pull? Lonzo Ball. I watched every game he played.
I went to the mall 2 days ago. Lonzo Ball jersey's 50%.
He moves the needle in terms of notoriety.
Well, what was that last super? I kind of just clowned.
Okay,
He said, I'm a Spida fan, but I really think Murray is what Tibbs is looking for. Plus, I think he's a much better fit. Who do you think is a better fit, really, for the Knicks? DeJounte Murray or Donovan Mitchell?
DeJounte Murray. He's 6'5", 6'10" wingspan.
Could you imagine the perimeter defense with Murray and Anunoby?
Can defend a little bit. He fits better next to Jalen Brunson than Donovan Mitchell does. Murray has experience playing off ball with how he's played in Atlanta. Granted, it hasn't worked, but he has experience doing it. And like I said, he's a better defender, and he just has to improve his three-point shooting. Not the best catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, but off the dribble.
39% this year.
Actually can shoot good. So it tells me he's more of an isolation scorer than playing in the flow of the offense.
Did you see that clip last night?
No, I did not.
The worst off-ball defense I've ever seen in my life.
From
DeJounte Murray.
Ooh.
Dude, it was like, why is he doing this on purpose?
I think he's.
Is he tapped out?
He's checked out.
He's checked
He
out.
doesn't want to play in that way.
He's shooting 36% on catch and shoot threes this year, 41.5 on pull-ups. DeJounte Murray. Rumpelforskin says, I don't want to be a hater, but Murray has no defense. No defense is a stretch, but I do think his defense is a little bit overrated. I think his defense is a little bit overrated. OG Anunoby is a much better defender than DeJounte Murray. Jeremy, appreciate it. Shout out to my guy CPJ, a $50 super chat. Says, once the Knicks start winning, I don't want to hear shit from people who are complaining about this trade. Y'all don't know ball. CPJ, what did we tell him about Jalen Brunson? What did we tell him? Now you guys bought your kids Jalen Brunson jerseys for Christmas. What did we tell you about the Josh Hart trade? I know he's had a okay-ish to below average year this year. But what did he do for the Knicks last year? What did he do for them to get them into the playoffs, and what big moments he had? Remember game 1 in Cleveland against the Cavs? Hart, step back 3. Bang! On a hurt ankle. Just let it play out. Just let it play out. You always knew the Knicks were going to consolidate assets at some point to make a trade for a star. And while OG Anunoby may not be a star, who's better, Derek White or OG Anunoby? Derek White?
No.
No?
No. I'm taking OG.
OG over Derek White.
I personally am.
I like the size. He's 6'8", 230.
Derek White's better offensively, and Derek White's a really good defender. Don't get me wrong. I think OG's better, though, and I will always take a lengthy wing defender that can guard guards rather than a guard defender that's good and can't really defend the wing.
Warren says Derek White is 10 times better.
Let me guess. Boston fan.
Oh, CPJ says OG is better than RJ in defense. Oh, it's not even close. CPJ, it's not even close. OG Anunoby's a top 50 player in this league. RJ Barrett's not top 150.
Warren, I don't know shit about basketball.
Thanks for watching us, though.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching us. CPJ, I'm going to do a beer shotgun for you coming up in a second, my man. NY Knicks with a first-time super chatter. What up? Bing bong. Is this a sign we are committed to the two-man Julius Brunson pairing? I think so. I mean, look, as much as we all are questionable about Julius Randle being a winning piece going forward because of the lack of playoff success, him and Brunson are the face of this franchise for now. Randall's going to make the All-Star team again, third time in 4 years. Brunson's going to be a first-time All-Star. You got 2 All-Stars, and now you got a guy that I think is one of the best role players in the league, one of the best connectors, one of the best winning players. Breeze World says, bro's a RJ hater. I'm not even hating. I'm just reading stats. I watch the game. There's nothing to hate. I just share information. What do they say? Don't shoot the middleman? Don't be mad at me because I told you in RJ's last 20 games he's shooting 39% from the field. Be mad at RJ Barrett. Thing is, the door's right there. I think they have a Raptors channel here at Chat Sports you can go subscribe to. Thing is, they don't. Shirley says I'm an RJ hater. Shirley, that hurts coming from you. I thought we were friends. I thought we were like this, Shirley, but it's all good. It's all good. Warren says all you do is watch stats. Yeah, I also watch every single Knicks game here on this channel. So there's that. Breeze World says it's all good, bro. I love RJ, but I like to trade. That's
Bush Kid's happy.
The Bush Kid, my man. $10 super chat. Shout out to Bush Kid. Lotto Main says you guys are gonna hate Precious and Malachi.
You will hate Malachi Flynn.
I mean, we didn't make this trade for Malachi Flynn and Precious Achiuwa. That's his name?
Yes.
Yeah. I hope all you Raptors fans have fun with RJ Barrett. When he goes 7 for 17, but he played good in the second half, and you got to say, well, he played good in the second half. Maybe he picks it up. Holler at me. Ridiculous.
We're going to do a mailbag here in a second. If you want to get on the show, hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. I will roll through some of the old Super Chats, but I cannot promise if you did Super Chat, you would get on this show.
No advice, please, says the only person happy with this trade is Leon Rose and Marshall. Do y'all really not like the trade?
Michael Vasquez, you're going to be in. You have a good question in.
How? I don't get it. Who is the best player in this trade? Is OG his real name? Because I want to start calling him by his real name. I can't pronounce that. He's British. Ogugwa. The dude hooped at Indiana. 7'2" wingspan.
He was a good Hoosier.
6'8".
He's a good Hoosier.
An Indiana Hoosier. I think the only reason that you think the Knicks lost this trade is because you have a crush on Immanuel Quickley or RJ Barrett.
Ooh, D's so nice with a good question.
D so nice in the building?
Yeah, good question.
D nice? D nice isn't in here. Where is he?
I don't know. I just saw a chat or a question pop through. Thinks Tibbs plays Achiuwa more than Hartenstein? Good question.
Wait, hold up, Marsh. Show how much the people that RJ guard average. It's a lot. I don't know how I would technically find that stat, but I'll say this. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams combined for 70 points the other night. RJ Barrett couldn't guard either. Franz Wagner and whatever the fuck his name is. Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner last night combined for 61. They were passing RJ around in that fourth quarter.
Whoa.
They were. Said, you get a turn. You get a turn. Bring him back. I want some more. They were hunting RJ Barrett in a December basketball game. Hunting him. Did you guys watch last night? Did you watch First the Thunder? Do we not forget what happened just against the Thunder? RJ Barrett subbed in the game with 4 minutes left. The first play of the game, he came in at the inbounder and threw the ball away. And then Jalen Williams hit him with a three. And then SGA hit him with a three. Then RJ Barrett missed a three. And then Jalen Williams took him to the cup and got fouled. 4 straight losing plays. 4. The dude's a bum. RJ Barrett is a bum. I'm so happy I don't have to watch him play basketball anymore. I am happy.
Let us know how you really feel.
The dude stinks.
Let us know how you really feel.
No Advice says, please pull up RJ Barrett's playoff stats. We will. Let's talk about Game 6 versus the Miami Heat in a closeout game on the road where he shot 1 of 10.
Stinker.
Is that good? Is 1 of 10 in the playoffs in a closeout game on the road good? These boys are fanboying for RJ Barrett playoff stats, Rolly. Wait till you hear these. He was really good. He was really good. He shot 43% from the field. Really good for RJ Barrett. He was on fire from 3. He shot 32%. So in the playoffs, where all you guys want to talk about what RJ Barrett did, he averaged 19 points on 43% from the field and 32% from downtown. Is that good? Ah, I forgot. Home run hitters. He's only 23. He's only 23. He's only been in the league for half a decade. Sal, that's what I've been saying. He didn't fit. But I also don't think he's a good basketball player. He didn't fit here. It's okay. We should all be happy we've moved on. We had the least efficient volume player in the league on a 4-year, $107 million deal. Everyone should be happy he is gone. Unless you had an RJ Barrett jersey, then you should be mad, and hopefully you bought it with an American Express card and you had jersey insurance. I understand he's 23, surely, but he's been in the league for 5 years. He'll be 24 coming up. How many, Rolly, what's the age threshold you can say until it's like cut off?
For what, young guy?
Yeah, like 23, 24?
Well, I say, I mean, it is dependent, though, based on when you come in the league.
Okay, what about if they came in at 18?
Oh, they come in the league at 18. You are no longer a young guy at 22.
Thank you. When you were on your second contract in the NBA, you are no longer a young player.
You are a veteran.
He is a veteran.
You get through an entire contract, you're a veteran.
All righty, hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. We're going to do a mailbag, just answering questions from you guys. Talking about the latest Knicks rumors and such following the OG Anunoby trade. Still got over 1,000 people watching. We've been live for 2 hours. Shout out to you guys.
Oh, geez. That's 2 hours.
Lotto Main says OG is an unrestricted free agent. Yes, he is. It is already being reported that he would sign with the Knicks for less money. Cool. Let's rock. Early sub. Yo! What's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. I just wanted to break down the latest news and rumors that circulate around our New York Knicks following the trade for OG Anunoby. If you've been living under a rock, the Knicks made a big-time move. They traded RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley to the Toronto Raptors for OG Anunoby. They also sent a second-round pick to Toronto, and they will be getting back Precious Achiuwa and as well as Malachi Flynn. The thing that I believe that is going to happen is another trade for the New York Knicks. Ian Begley just went on to Twitter and said he believes that the Knicks are going to make another move. And when you talk about what's on this Knicks roster right now, I believe, as well as what others are saying, another move is coming down the line. They still have the $18 million in expiring money when it comes to Evan Fournier. They still have 8 tradable first-round picks. And right now, you don't have a backup point guard. I don't want Malachi Flynn to be that guy. I love Deuce McBride. He's not a backup point guard. I'm looking at guys like DeJounte Murray, a guy like Tyus Jones, a guy like Malcolm Brogdon, maybe a Donovan Mitchell, or maybe a Zach LaVine. I think all of those guys are going to be in play for Leon Rose to make another trade to beef up this Knicks roster as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. Let's just answer some questions from subscribers. My guy, Most Valuable Fighter, says, better trade DeJounte Murray or Donovan Mitchell. Other targets to look at, I do believe you're going to look at someone like Malcolm Brogdon. I think you're going to look at someone like Tyus Jones. I think Zach LaVine will be a name. But I do think that DeJounte Murray and Donovan Mitchell are at the top of the top when it comes to potential trade targets. Let's break it down. Donovan Mitchell, what is he? He's a super hyperactive scorer. He can pull up from anywhere on the basketball floor. When you talk about what is Mitchell good at compared to Murray, Donovan Mitchell is a much more advanced offensive player. He's also smaller. He's 6'1", 6'2", whereas DeJounte Murray is a true 6'5", with a 7-foot wingspan. I think Murray is a better playmaker. I think Murray is a better defender, but Mitchell is a better offensive player. So now you ask yourself, what are the Knicks going to try to build this team out to be? What are they going to do to build alongside Brunson, Anunoby? God, that sounds weird. Anunoby and Julius Randle. I believe you need another guard, and I would be happy if it was either one of these guys. I think it would cost less to trade for DeJounte Murray than it would Donovan Mitchell. DeJounte Murray makes about $28 million. Donovan Mitchell is at about $33. So you got to get close to those type of salary numbers to make a deal. Evan Fournier makes 18. Then you're looking at guys like Quentin Grimes, Isaiah Hartenstein, who I don't want to trade, but he makes $8 million. And he's probably going to be in a move that I don't want to. Maybe you don't trade for Mitchell or Murray and you hold on to Hartenstein. You go get a Tyus Jones or you go get maybe a Malcolm Brogdon. That could make a little bit more sense. For me, I'd be cool with Murray or Mitchell. I think either work. I don't know who I would rather have. So how about you guys decide it for me? Who would you rather the Knicks trade for? Donovan Mitchell or DeJounte Murray? Type DM for Mitchell. Type DJ for DeJounte Murray. I think Murray makes you a more complete basketball team in the sense I think he costs less, and I think you'd have to give up less. I think I want Murray, but I'd be very happy if they got Mitchell as well. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I do know this. If the Knicks make another move, if the Knicks do anything, we are going to make a video here on this channel. So if you're looking for free, daily Knicks content, subscribe to Knicks Now by Chat Sports. We'll be live Monday night for OG Anunoby's debut against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And we're going to be doing as many watch parties as we can on the channel. Your one-stop shop for everything New York Knicks on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Michael Vasquez. Where does Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and OG Anunoby, Big Three, rank in the Eastern Conference? I'm still going to have the Milwaukee Bucks Big Three with Giannis, Dame, and Middleton above them. I'm still going to have the Boston Celtics Big Three with Tatum, Holiday, Brown, and Porzingis above them. And then I'd probably have the Miami Heat just because of Bam and Jimmy over the Knicks, and I think the Knicks are right there. I think the Knicks have the 4th best Big Three in the Eastern Conference, and I think that they are neck and neck with the Miami Heat. I think OG Anunoby is better than Tyler Hero. I think Bam is better than Julius. I think Jimmy is better than Brunson, but Brunson went out and outplayed him in that conference finals, and I'd ride or die with those three against their three. We just need regular season Randle to show up in the postseason. Atlantic Lion says, it hurts, but it's a good trade. Question is, who is next? Do we promote Deuce to the IQ role, or do we trade for someone like Tyus Jones or Spida? The starting lineup will be interesting to see how Tom Thibodeau manages that. I would continue to have Dante DiVincenzo in that starting lineup just because I think his readiness and willingness to be a catch-and-shoot player as well as a better ball handler and playmaker than Grimes just makes a little bit more sense than a guy like Grimes. But I think this is also an opportunity for the Knicks to kind of rebuild and make Grimes back into that effective player that he was last year. There's more touches to go around. Look, Immanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett took up a lot of touches for the New York Knicks. And everybody watching this show right now loved Quentin Grimes just 6 months ago. We loved what he did against the Miami Heat when he played 48 minutes and he played great defense on Jimmy Butler and got a clutch time steal. Remember, he was a guy that was untradeable in a move for Donovan Mitchell just 2 summers ago. I want to see Quentin Grimes get back involved in this team, get back involved in an offensive player. Would not be mad if he starts, but I think it should be DiVincenzo. You need a backup point guard, though. You don't have one. Guys off the bench that will play are Achiuwa, Hart, Grimes. You need a guard. I think one is coming. I'd be looking at Tyus Jones, Malcolm Brogdon, Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell, or maybe DeJounte Murray. We're going to get to more questions from subscribers coming up in a second. But first, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Factor. When you go to factormeals.com/KnicksChat50 and you use that promo code KnicksChat50, Factor will give you 50% off. Look, this holiday season, we're all going to be busy. And we're all going to be moving around, moving and shaking. You don't want to go to the grocery store. You don't want to prep your groceries. You've tried the whole meal prep thing and it didn't work out for you. Before you give up on it and you just don't know what to do, give Factor a try. Fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved, chef prepared meals that taste awesome while also keeping you on track. If you're looking for low calorie meals, they've got that. If you're looking for high protein meals, they've got that. If you're looking for low carb meals, they've got that. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Head to factormeals.com/KnicksChat50 and use that promo code KnicksChat50 for 50% off. That link will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. The New York Bully. What's happening, brother? Zach LaVine or Donovan Mitchell? Who's the more realistic option? Who's the better fit? And who costs less to trade for? We need one more bucket. 100% agreed. Zach LaVine at this point in time is going to cost significantly less than Donovan Mitchell. I believe that the Chicago Bulls are going to have to sell Zach LaVine at his absolute lowest price. And I think that he would be a really good fit next to the Knicks. They need another creator. They need another guy that can go get a bucket because that's what Immanuel Quickley could do. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of RJ Barrett, he could go and get you a bucket. Christmas Day, he had 20-plus points against the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the better fit is a toss-up. Neither are good defenders. I like the size that Zach LaVine has a little bit more, and I believe in LaVine a little bit more on the defensive end because I saw him do it in the Olympics. And he's got the athletic ability to do so. More realistic, right now in the immediate future, Zach LaVine. Who's the better fit? I think it's a toss-up. Who costs less? Zach LaVine. And we both agree we need another bucket getter. Johnson, what's happening, brother? How do we make salary work for Donovan Mitchell? So Donovan Mitchell makes about $33 million, which means you got to get close to that number. Probably about $30 million is what you would have to get to. First, you're throwing in Fournier. He makes $18 million. If you look at the rest of this roster, the next highest earner is Dante DiVincenzo. He makes $10 million. That's $28 million. Then you could throw in Grimes. Grimes, DiVincenzo, and Fournier. That's $30 million. A couple first-round picks. Do you do that trade? Do you trade DiVincenzo, Grimes, and Fournier and 3 unprotected first-round picks? I think so. I think you do that trade. Would I be very, very sad to see Dante DiVincenzo go? Absolutely, I would. I would be sad to see Grimes go. But you once again get the best player in that deal and you make a trade that makes you better. That's how you'd have to do it. NY Knicks, bing bong. Is this a sign we are committed to the two-man Julius Brunson pairing? I think so. I think at least for now, through the trade deadline, your two-headed monster is Brunson and Julius. Now, if Julius goes out there and poops the bed again in the playoffs, you may have to recollect and rethink what you want to do there. But like when you just talk about, if your 1 and 2 is going to be Brunson and Randall, right? if 1 and 2 is Brunson and Randall, what do you need around them? Shot makers and defenders. Exactly what OG Anunoby is. He's not a splash brother, but he shoots 6 threes a night, and he knocks them down at above a 37% clip. I don't think that there's many players that are not all-stars that would be as good of a fit as OG Anunoby for the Knicks at that small forward position. And he's your backup power forward. OG Anunoby is now your backup power forward. When Randall's out, OG Anunoby should be in at that backup power forward spot. Michael Vasquez, what up, bro? How much do you sign OG Anunoby for? So there was a report that came out from, who was it? Jake Fisher. Is he Yahoo? Yahoo Sports. Jake Fisher used to work for Bleacher Report. He said that OG Anunoby could be looking for $40 million per year in the offseason. But he also reported that OG would be a guy that could take less if he could go play for the New York Knicks. I believe it's going to be 4 years, 120, 4 years, 125, 4 years, 130. I mean, don't make this trade if you're not willing to ante up the cost to get him. I also do think it is important to remember that Sam Rose is the agent for OG Anunoby. He just switched from Clutch Sports to CAA this offseason, and Sam Rose is the son of Leon Rose. OG is going to sign a deal to stay with the Knicks. Not worried about that. Tootsie says, I'm worried about OG getting injured. I know that there's some concerns about OG Anunoby being injury prone. Last year he played 67 games. Means he missed 15 games. Not worried about that. He's played 27 games this year. So he's missed a couple. He's played in 74 games, 67 games, 69 games, 43, 48, and 67. So 2 of his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 of his 6 years he's missed more than 15 games. I like those odds. I'm not too worried about his injury history. D so nice. What's up, fam? Think Tibbs plays Achiuwa more than Hartenstein? I hope not. I think Hartenstein is better than him by a pretty sizable gap. So I hope not. I do think Achiuwa will play above Taj Gibson, and I think that's the right move. But no, I don't think he plays more than Hartenstein. I think Hartenstein is a good piece in this starting lineup. Marcus, you think we could still trade for D. Mitch? Yeah, absolutely. We have no, we didn't. Unless, in case you didn't know, we didn't trade any first-round picks for OG Anunoby. That is incredible. That means you have all your first-round picks, 8 tradable first-round picks in the next 7 years, 10 total first-round picks. You own all of your own, which is unprotected. The New York Knicks are going to make another trade, and I hope it's this year. As always, just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for tuning in to Knicks Now by Chat Sports. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel and give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Randall says Marsh 120 for OG Anunoby. Yeah. I feel like you're unfamiliar with his game, Randall. You came in here hostile. I think you are unfamiliar with the fella's game. And that's okay. I don't expect people to be Toronto Raptors fans. How much did Dylan Brooks sign for this offseason?
Too much. Let me double check, but.
Dylan Brooks signed a 4-year, $86 million deal. That's $21.5 million, right?
20 math. Math work. I think math checks out.
21 and a half. Yep, 21 and a half. OG Anunoby is twice the player Dylan Brooks is. Twice. Fred VanVleet. How much money did he get? How much money did the dude, some of these extension guys get? There were some extensions that were questionable. I just wish Mitchell Robinson was healthy. Oh, man. Nope. What up, Nope? Says, dude, the Knicks lost these games. And how are we beating the Wolves? They will rip us. They ripped us the last time they played us. What are y'all really upset about? Because I feel like it's a little bit deeper. Are you just upset that your boy RJ Barrett got traded? You got to change your whole Twitter profile and the random Avi? No more Immanuel Quickley IQ stuff on Twitter? Is that what we're upset about? Seda with a great comment. We need OG for boards and perimeter D. He can hit threes too. Thank you. Oh, look at Jumal. Awesome. Good comment. The numbers don't lie. OG statistically is a huge three-point upgrade to the starting lineup. Yes, sir, he is. Elvis says, no, you don't. I don't know what you're talking about, Elvis. Corey says, can we give Warren the hater of the year award or maybe runner-up like IQ for 6? That's funny. Michael says, this dude just said IQ is better than OG and RJ combined. I don't know about that. Jay says, same team, first round or second round exit. Warren says you gave up a sixth man of the year for a third option.
That might be the worst thing I've ever heard.
And that would be an upgrade, too, by the way.
I'm sixth man of the year. Jesus. Holding on to an award that
he didn't even win.
Oh, would I rather have the best bench player in the NBA or would I rather have a third option on a championship team? Oh, I wonder which one I would pick.
I think OG's closer to a 4 than a 3, but
I do agree. I don't even think he's a third option. But even though a fourth option is better than the sixth man of the year.
I don't understand why you guys are so upset.
Malcolm Brogdon was the sixth man of the year for Boston last year.
No way they could trade him for OG.
They shipped his ass out for a third man or a third option. Come on now.
Come on, guys. Come on, we're better than this. LB so wavy. And IQ was a third option on our team. He didn't show up in the 23-3 playoffs. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Immanuel Quickley to show up to the playoffs. I'm still waiting. Yeah, 6 versus 3. Thank you, Jason B. Thank you. His trade is horrendous. The Pistons are winning against the Raptors tonight. They might.
That might be true. That I think is true.
I love this. I love this. All right. We've been live for 2 hours. We're going to hop off. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. You guys were electric. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, everybody that showed love. We had over 24,000 people tune into this. Average watch duration, 9.5 minutes. That's pretty freaking good.
Good stuff.
Kevin says, why are people so upset? Would you rather have stayed the same and finished the 7th seed? Thank you. Shirley has been very active. We going to be the first to lose the Pistons. We don't play the Pistons for a while. And if that streak is still going on, that would be electric for this channel. Elvis says, the Raptors are losing to the Pistons tonight. Corey, yeah, Warren wants the Knicks to stay the same and lose in the second round. What up, Asia? Reno Neptune says, Marsh, we traded and we're getting a star back. Should have waited until the summer. Waited for the summer to do what? You couldn't have got OG Anunoby in the summer. You don't have the cap space and you can't trade for a free agent. You're not doing a sign and trade. Warren says, you Knicks fans so used to mediocrity, it's sickening. RJ Barrett is the definition of mediocre.
Warren's also a Knicks fan, so you're also.
Warren is being weird. Warren is being weird. I think he's related to OG IQ. Miami Chaz, thank you, brother. All righty, we're going to sign off. Love you guys. Shout out to y'all. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys Monday live on the channel. Warren, you better be there.